What is the end goal, do you think, of wealth redistribution?
I think that we are not necessarily saying, I think there's the kind of idea that Democrats want to have like socialists or just getting rid of the classes. I don't think that's what we want at all. We just want to lessen the gap between the extremely wealthy and the middle class and make sure our middle class is more prosperous.
Okay. And while our opponents have said that it's not that much money in order to be in the top 1%, I think that on that same point, you have to realize that so many people are never able to even dream of reaching $250,000 a year. So it's a problem.
Okay. Thank you, Jordan. Would you guys like to answer the same question?
The end goal of socialism is to make everyone average. You cannot be great under socialism. Free market capitalism offers you the opportunity to climb to work and able to get into the 1%. I mean, I think 70% of people, like I said earlier, from this from this study, 70% of people can be in the top 20% of wealth. And while I don't think that's a huge income number, it's still possible to be successful.
I don't think people realize how much money Bernie Sanders wants to spend of ours for all these programs to, even the classes out. I think some study put it together is about $18 trillion for all the programs he wants to do, and that's insane. That's doubling our debt now. It's already agreed upon with everyone that our debt's at a crazy amount right now, and I think doubling it is the absolute wrong way to go.
Do you think any programs of wealth redistribution are okay?
No.
No.
The money earned by these people is owned by them. It's not owned by society.
So would you be for eliminating programs that currently exist that redistribute wealth?
I would be for scaling them back.
Scaling them back?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys agree with that or disagree with?
I just wanted to hit on a point.
Oh, okay.
We're not socialists.
Democratic socialism
Yeah, we're not.
is
We're not socialists.
socialism.
And we are not looking to make everyone average. Like I said, we're just looking to lessen the gap. So I just want to clarify on that. And obviously, when you support a candidate, and I know there's everyone that I'm sure you guys get a lot about, like Donald Trump. Whenever someone is from your party, people think that you have every single view that they have. I don't necessarily agree with giving free college, but I think that candidates like Bernie Sanders would help lessen the gap. So while I don't agree with spending, did you say it was 13 trillion? 18 trillion. I don't necessarily agree with that, but you have to keep in mind that if we elect Bernie Sanders, it's not going to be him doing whatever he wants and spending $13 trillion. Look at how little Obama has been able to accomplish with his Congress. So we're supporting candidates that are hopefully going to be going in that direction. While Bernie Sanders may have an extreme point of view on some topics, we do agree with him on the underlining point that he's trying to make.
I mean, free college under Bernie Sanders, where is he going to get the money from? He's going to get it from each and every one of us. And you're talking about trying to, even out the classes and bring up the middle class. If you're taking more money out of their pocket, that's not really bringing them up.
The only way that redistribution of wealth is really possible on like a large scale is for people at the bottom to be able to be given the opportunity in order to succeed. A college degree, to many extents, is the same as a high school degree was years ago. So for so many Americans to not have the opportunity to go to college because of their circumstance, I think is wrong.
I mean, not everyone needs a college education. We still need electricians and plumbers, and I mean, and not every job in the country requires a college education, so I don't think we should push, college degrees down everyone's throat.
I would say the vast majority of jobs that make people comfortable do require a college degree in our day and age.
But there are ways to pay for college other than it just being given to you. There are grants, you can do military service, there are multiple ways to pay for it.
Bernie Sanders got some flack for the first Democratic debate when he said that we should make moves to be more like some of these European countries like Switzerland. Now, you said that you wanted to roll back the social programs that we already had. Mm-hmm. Do you think that we should at all follow the programs that these European countries have done, such as, like they were saying, the free college or like paid leave, like those kind of social programs? Should we follow those countries and the success that they've had, or should we keep going the way that we're going and not address the income inequality?
Well, like I said, it's a cultural difference. In Switzerland and Germany, they're in the European Union. They're all doing very well, and it's because they're much more focused on their work. I think the majority of Americans go to work and then they're focused on the weekends or their leisure time. Very similar to how Greece and Spain are. These countries like Scandinavia, Germany, Scandinavia is not a country, but yeah, Germany, Switzerland, they all look alike, more or less, which is changing because of all the refugees coming in. But they all think alike, and it's very kind of unified. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's a much different culture than we have here.
But what do you say to the people that look at those European nations and they don't have many of the problems that we have?
Yeah.
How do you consolidate that? Should we not be making some moves towards that? Because I would say that our income inequality is much greater than those European nations.
I think America is not Europe. I don't think it would work here. There's just too many cultural differences. It's much larger. It just wouldn't be able to be implemented successfully.
The Democrats quickly would like to respond.
I think it is important to realize that America is not the same as a lot of Scandinavian countries. We're not a homogeneous population, so obviously one of the things we pride ourselves in is being a melting pot. But I think one thing that Scandinavia and a lot of European countries have realized is that happy people are more productive. So when you feel comfortable, when you have health care, when you are not going to work like sick or
Paid maternity leave.
when you're able to help your family in a lot of different aspects of your life, and when you're happy, you're able to put more into society. And so I think social reform is important because bringing people up will help our society as a whole in general.